Welcome back to another episode of the Amateur Hour Podcast. Deshaun is here again.
Hey guys, how you doing?
And we'll be talking about the Raptors today. Last week we found out that they decided they would not be giving championship rings to Jonas Valanc, Delon Wright, and CJ Miles, who got traded at the deadline for the big burrito, Marc Gasol. And they were told they weren't getting, we found out they weren't getting rings, and we're going to react to how we feel about this. Deshaun,
So
how do you feel?
personally, and we talked about this before, and when it comes to the championship ring, and your point, you kind of told me you should be on the championship team that want to get a ring. Now, where it hurts is guys like JV, drafted in 2011, our first round pick, developed to such a solid guy. He started shooting threes. I think his defense was improving. He was a monster offensively, to be honest, as a big. And
Not in the playoffs, though.
not in the playoffs, but Kyle texted him and said, JV,
I hate
what is
that.
your ring size?
I didn't. That one.
Right,
made
so
me
you
sad.
have a guy expecting, because of the contributions that he made to the team, he also showed up for a playoff game to support the team. All of this comes in. Kyle says, hey, what's your ring size? You expect that guy to get a ring. CJ Miles, don't care about. He was doo-doo on a stick. Every time I watch this guy, he'd shoot himself out of games. Couldn't defend Isaiah Thomas. Couldn't defend anybody. I could go out there and probably burn CJ Miles, and I'm trash at basketball. Can't believe
Deshaun,
it.
you know he's garbage at basketball.
Delon Wright, he developed into a serviceable point guard.
I like
backup
Delon
point
Wright. I was
guard.
sad to see Delon Wright go.
Exactly. Very good at defense, but when he got traded from the Raptors, he also said, I'm tired of being the 11th guy, so don't really care. So he kind of dismissed himself from the conversation of getting a ring, because when he got traded to Memphis, he literally said, I didn't want to be the 11th guy. I want to play, da-da-da. So
Fair enough. What I'll say on it, obviously it's sad. You wish everybody could get a ring. You wish, right? But these guys weren't on the team that won the championship. JV was, usually inefficient in playoffs. Not that matters in the conversation. But these guys weren't on the team. I've said this before on the podcast. I said every single thing that happened in the NBA season made the Raptors champions. If you take away one thing, the Raptors don't win. You take away some injuries, you take away some trades, the Raptors don't win. Everything that they did got them to the championship. If they hadn't have done one of those things, no championship. That's how I feel about it. So they had to trade them. Obviously, they're a part of it because without them being good, you don't get the trade for Gasol. But you can say about any franchise ever. They made the trade, and the guys that had value, they traded to get the pieces they needed to win the championship. And that's ultimately what happened. The Raptors got way better when they got Marc Gasol as a team. He's a good defender, and just his court vision is insane. He's a crazy passer for his position. And historically, from what I've seen, I can only find 2 instances where guys get rings after they get traded, or in this case, Anderson Varejao in 2016-2017 played 14 games for the Warriors, got waived in February of their championship year, but they still decided to give him a ring. Elgin Baylor is the other one. Elgin Baylor, the NBA Hall of Famer, who never won an NBA championship, but played 9 games with the Lakers in 1971-72, retired. The Lakers went on to win the NBA championship that year and gave Elgin Baylor a ring. However, the NBA did not recognize him as an NBA champion because he didn't play the playoffs. But they gave him a ring. Those are the only 2 instances I could find. And the Elgin Baylor one, this guy was unreal for the Lakers over the course of his career. It was one of the more soft spot ones. Anderson Varejao, and I really have no idea why Anderson Varejao got a ring. He averaged 1.3 points in those 14 games he played. I don't really know why. I don't really know why.
it's hard to explain.
But how it works is the team can pay for as many rings as they want. It's just not typical to give rings to players who got traded away from your team. But if the Raptors wanted to, they could have given those guys rings.
And that's the thing. So Drake literally got 2 rings. Nav bought you the GOAT, the super fan.
Hey, Never.
He
deserves
has a ring. It's just when you see stuff like that, like it's hard to say a guy, especially like JV, who's been with the organization longer than Drake has, doesn't get any recognition. Your franchise player in Kyle Lowry texted him, said
that's sad. Yeah, I can't.
You know what I mean?
I can't do it.
When it comes to JV, I think he deserved a ring, and no one can change my mind otherwise.
Here's the problem. You give JV a ring. Delon Wright and CJ Miles, who played the same amount of time that season, the championship-winning season. Why do they not get rings? But JV gets a ring.
Well, the thing is you look at the foundation that you had. Like, CJ Miles was a throw-in that trade.
Yeah.
They threw him in there to free up a roster spot on their team. I don't even think he really played for Memphis.
No, but like...
But I understand your point.
They're in the same spot from that season. They played the same amount.
And they all got traded to the exact same team. But at the end of the day, I think the difference is he was one of those guys. JV was...
No, I get it. It's sad. But you know what? I said this
guy.
to you last week. I said, if you want to talk about the guy who's been there, why did DeMar get a ring?
It's not the same because
obviously not the same.
You have to play that season. Yeah, NBA rules. You have to play that season.
I know it sucks that he doesn't get one, but like he got traded. We got better because he left. That's the reality. He didn't play in the playoffs. That's the reality.
I understand, but there's also a lot of players who don't play in the playoffs. Like Jeremy Ben played 1 minute in the playoffs.
You talked about Jordan Lloyd.
Jordan Lloyd didn't play a single second his whole Toronto Raptors career. Except for the Minnesota game in Game 82. Buddy has a ring because he was just there.
He was on the team that won the championship.
Okay, but...
Jody Meeks is a scrub who's not in the NBA anymore. On the team
Jody Meeks played playoff minutes.
Yeah, I know, but like Jordan Lloyd was on the team.
Jordan Lloyd didn't do anything.
No, I get it, but he was on the team.
It's like saying me and you were on the team because we were just there. Like
if you were on the roster and you were on the bench, you were on the team. And it's sad that JV doesn't get a ring, but he was under contract for another organization.
We're talking about who's deserved. I think he's deserving. I think that was the wrong decision by the Raptors to not give a guy like him a ring. And you can see, if you've seen the videos when they asked him, how do you feel about Toronto's decision? You could see he was hurt.
Oh, he was hurt.
Because he was told by their franchise player that he is going to get a ring, basically. He asked for his ring size. You know what I mean? So you just expect... He's not saying... JV's not going to walk around...
Obviously, Kyle Lowry's running the organization, but that sucks.
JV's not walking around and he's not like, I have a ring. You guys don't have a ring. It's just... It's nice to... reward someone who's been there that long and put that dedication, started a family, came back to support you. He's a player that deserved a ring.
The NBA is not a charity. This is a business. These guys under contract are not under contract with the Toronto Raptors. Jordan Lloyd under contract with the Toronto Raptors when they won the championship. It sucks. It's sad. I'm just saying it. I'm telling you how it is. I'm not saying that, Jordan Lloyd deserved the rings. He didn't, but this is it. The reality is he was on the team. He gets a ring. That's all there is to it. JV was playing for Memphis.
Does Malcolm Miller, he gets a ring as well, right? And Chris Boucher, even though they didn't play last year.
Chris Boucher played in the playoffs.
No, he didn't. Against
sure.
Philly?
I'm pretty sure Chris Boucher had playoff minutes.
I mean, maybe Jeremy Lin had playoff minutes.
Jeremy Lin played in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, all 1 minute with his mixtape.
Yeah, the Jeremy Bin hoop mixtape, Bin Sanity, a little crossover, and then shot clock violation. Let's see. I'm looking for playoff total. Yeah, Chris Boucher played 2 games in the playoffs, averaged 2 minutes, 2.5 points, but was on the team that won the NBA championship. Get a ring. Listen, every NBA team's ever won a championship. There's 15 guys there. Not all 15 are going to play. Maybe not even 12 guys are going to play.
Okay, my question. So the Raptors' first home game when they unveiled, they gave out their rings.
Yeah, I remember. Against New Orleans.
There were 20,000 replica rings.
Yep.
Those replica rings probably cost the Raptors anywhere from like $100 per ring because they were like pretty hefty rings.
Yeah, I actually saw one when I was at the conference where I did the John Batov interview. At the conference, there were some people with replica rings.
Yeah,
they're hefty. They are not fake. I mean, they may be fake, but like they're proper.
They're tier 5 rings. They're tier 5 rings. He at least deserves to get a tier 5 ring. I don't think you can look me in the face and tell me JV doesn't deserve something that a fan got when they
those rings are absolutely meaningless. I mean, I'm sure they've got extra they could give him. Those rings don't mean shit.
That ring would have meant something to that player. And I'm here for you, JV. If you ever hear the Amateur Hour podcast, just remember me.
JV's just listening right now, bro.
I respect what you did.
No, I'm not. Don't pull that shit.
I respect what he did.
I respect what he did as well.
And he deserves a ring. How are you going to argue he doesn't deserve a ring?
You know what?
If you were in JV's situation, would you not want a ring?
You know what? Obviously, I'd want a ring.
Okay.
You know what? He deserves a ring. But if I'm the Raptors, you weren't on the team that won the NBA championship. It sucks. It sucks. I keep saying it. It's sad. But it's the reality. I've already said. That's how it is. Does he deserve one? Sure. Does DeMar deserve one? Sure. But they weren't there when they won the championship. And if JV was there, they wouldn't have won the NBA championship.
Okay, so my question is, if you're a player, this happened with Andrew Bogut, where he got hurt, I believe it was the year the Cavs won their series, and he got a ring. Like in 2000, it was either 2016 or 2017. But anyways, he played, he hurt himself, the Cavs waived him, and he got a ring.
Who?
The Cavs. When Andrew Bogut was on the Cavs.
Andrew Bogut was on the Cavs?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No. What?
He like flip-flopped from the Warriors and the Cavs a few years.
What?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Andrew Bogut was on the Cavs, and he was in a situation where he could have got a ring from either organization, similar to Anderson Varejao.
Wow, yeah.
And
that's odd, but yeah.
He got his ring.
He got
he got waived from getting hurt, and he got his ring.
So the Cavaliers waived him.
It was either the Cavaliers or no, he got hurt on the
He played one game for Cleveland in his career. So
hurt. He broke his leg in that game.
Okay.
And he got his what year was that?
2016, 2017.
Got his ring. They didn't win that year. That was the year the Warriors won.
Yeah. So I don't know about that then. I don't think
I'm incorrect. Yeah, you're right. I'm taking it in. I thought that was the exact same year.
Are you thinking of Varejao?
No. I absolutely was thinking of Bogut because they got him for the playoffs and then he got hurt.
Okay, well.
I absolutely was thinking about. My bad.
You only played one game. Okay, whatever. Yeah, you made mistakes.
But he got waived, and I guarantee you after he got waived, would have got a ring.
You think they said he would have got a ring?
Absolutely.
I mean, they said JV would get a ring, but he didn't get a ring, so maybe not.
That's a whack situation.
It is whack. Okay,
Toronto Raptors, I love you.
What? Kyle Lowry shouldn't have said that. And
no, he should say that because that's what the NBA is. The NBA is a family, and you look out for your family. And I'm telling you, if DeMar DeRozan was traded mid-season for Kawhi Leonard, and we went on to win the championship, DeMar DeRozan would have got a ring.
That's a good take. I feel like he would have. Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan would have got.
I'm not the one who's saying he didn't deserve a ring. I'm just the one saying the reality. And the reality is, teams don't give players who aren't in their team rings.
That's not true.
I only have 2 instances in NBA history that I've looked up that it happened, and that's the fact of the matter. The Raptors said, there's only one instance that in recent times, Anderson Varejao did not deserve a ring, but they gave him a ring. Whatever, that was their own decision. Teams don't do this, typically. And it's sad, but I wish JV got a ring, but he didn't get a ring, and I agree with the statement.
I don't understand that because, for example, for context, OG Anunoby didn't really play last year. When he did play, he looked good, but he wasn't what he is now.
Yeah, yes.
He's a shell of what he is now.
Yeah.
Didn't play all playoffs. Didn't play a single week. Right, touched the court.
Right.
Got his ring. And you can see on OG's face, he wasn't happy with his ring.
Yeah,
because he didn't deserve it. Right?
He didn't deserve it. He didn't earn it.
Anyways, so why is it that we give players, like, a ring when they don't do anything? And he knows he didn't do anything. That's why he was upset. But a player who really wants literally a ring, not his basketball resume is not going to say one-time NBA champion. It's just going to be a ring that just shows that, you know, the team appreciates the efforts that he had.
Does OG Anunoby? Is he not recognized as an NBA champion?
OG Anunoby is recognized as an NBA champion. I'm saying for JV, holla at your boy JV.
Okay, this is it. This is the bottom line. Their name is on the bottom line on a contract that isn't the Toronto Raptors. That's it. OG Anunoby. His name on the bottom line is for the Toronto Raptors on that contract. That's it. Jordan Lloyd, same thing. Jody Meeks, same thing. Jeremy Lin, same thing. Malcolm Miller, same thing. TJ Miles, Delon Wright, Jonas, Valanc, DeMar DeRozan. All on different teams. That is it. I'm ending the episode because we're
not going to agree on this one again.
We're just being like lazy Sues. We're just saying the same shit over and over. But that's it. We're not agreeing. I wish JD got a ring, but honestly, he didn't deserve the ring, unfortunately. I don't know if he didn't deserve, but should not have gotten one. I respect the Raptors' decision. But we're ending it. Thank you for listening. If you think JV should get a ring, if you think DeMar should get a ring, or Delon, or CJ, let us know at AmateurPDC on Twitter or on Instagram, or even, I don't say it, but on YouTube, you can just comment on YouTube, but nobody watches on YouTube. But daily content, keep coming back for more. Haven't missed a day in a long, long time. Thank you for listening.